We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Greetings, my people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. You are once again welcome to my usual program, Nigeria Deserves Better. And I'm your host, Nze Ikay. Right now, every concerned Nigerian know very well that the counting is ongoing as the APC Special National Convention is happening. An exit poll shows that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in a very comfortable lead. Very, very comfortable lead. As it is, we are going to have Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, the former vice president under Obasanjo, battling it out with Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu and my personal choice, Peter Obi from the Labour Party. Today, I want to talk about money politics in Nigeria and the dollarization of our delegates. Every concerned Nigerian in any part of the world will understand that we cannot continue this way. It can no longer be business as usual. We have come to that point where all of us will admit that something is fundamentally wrong in Nigeria. And things have to change. If we continue to relax and wait for whoever to change it for us, or we pray for morning to night for the Almighty God to do that for us, then I think we may be far from telling ourselves the truth. I am disturbed personally, not because Tinubu is leading. I am disturbed with the way our politics in Nigeria, especially the two biggest parties, has been hijacked by money bags. I am disturbed that we are practicing a system that has not worked. I am disturbed that that same system is killing us. And to join me today in our discussion are two great Nigerians. People I know that in any part of the world they are worried about Nigeria. From Ireland, I have Mr. Obi Ojimadu. Mr. Ojimadu, please, you're welcome on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ikay. Hello, everyone.
I know you as somebody who is very much worried about developments in Nigeria. But before then, the second person I'm expecting is Ozo Okuyokeke. He's going to join us from England. And as soon as he comes, we introduce him to you. So, Mr. Ojimado, please tell Nigerians who is Obi Ojimado.
Fellow Nigerians, my name is Obi Ojimadu. Well, from Imo State, and for over 34 years, I've been in the post-Soviet space between the Soviet Union, Russia, Ukraine, and unfortunately, due to the what is going on in Ukraine, I've been forced to relocate to Ireland with my family. But all this while, I've remained in Nigeria, not just by documents, by my passion, by all what I do in general. And I'm I'm a patriot of the country. I'm somebody who believes that a country can work, and it's all in our hands to put the country together as a family, irrespective of religious, tribal, or political differences. That is who I am, and this is what I'm focused on.
Thank you, Mr. Jimbado. Thank you so much. Thank you for creating time on a short notice. I really respect you. Why? Because we know how you have been online, even notwithstanding the situation you find yourself.
Yeah,
You have helped so many Nigerians who really needed help in the faraway borders bordering Europe and Ukraine. You
that's right.
withheld with your family until the last Nigerian left the whole place.
That's right.
It's commendable. What is we recognize it worldwide, and we watched it, we saw it, and honestly, from the deep bottom of my heart, I thank you.
Thank
Many,
you.
many of your shoes were there, they neglected and went their way, but you stood until the last person crossed. Thank you so
Right.
much for being
Thank
your brother's keeper. And may God continue to bless your family and you.
Amen. Amen.
Now, let's go to what is happening with our country. It's all about money. It's money politics. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. We have chosen a presidential system of government. I watch the United States government as they run their presidential system where we borrowed this. Now I see Nigeria running it. This presidential system of government, is it ideal and good for us or not? Please.
Personally, for me, I don't believe that Nigeria's problem is about the system of government that we are practicing. It's about the people. It's about the unwillingness by the political elite to play real politics, to play democracy. Believe me, even if we bring no matter the kind of system we bring, let's call it parliamentary, which we've already tested, let it be presidential, let us even appoint a king or a queen in Nigeria and have a prime minister. Believe me, I'm not going to see anything different. It's not the it's not the form of democracy that we are practicing is the problem. It is the way we practice things in general. And it's not just about politics, it's about everything, sport, it's about everything in our country. It's the people, our mindset, our values. These are the problems that we have. So we can carry on with the democracy, but we should understand that we should not copy and paste any system. What works in the United States and how it works can work in the United States, but it might not be okay for Nigeria or anywhere in Africa. That is why, for me, Africa has to develop its own form of democracy that will carry the people along, our mindset, our culture, that will, also have in mind our culture, our values, the way we relate to ourselves. I mean, we are not Americans, we are not Britons, we are not Australians. So we should adapt democracy to the way it will suit us. In a country like Nigeria, for example, this is a multi-ethnic country, multi-religious country. We should also have that in mind as we try to form our form of democracy that will work and that will get the last man also included and covered in the system. What we're practicing now is just a joke. It's a joke of, and we're calling it democracy. So it's I don't even know what to call it. In fact, it does not make sense. What we're practicing. It does not favor the common man who's supposed to be the electorate. That's just the fact.
Yes, it is clear that it's not working. Yesterday we had there were 2,333 delegates charged with the responsibility of choosing amongst 23 contestants in the APC somebody who will represent the party and deliver good democracy quality wise to Nigerians. Amongst all those contestants, from your personal view, if you're left to choose, who would you recommend as a neutral person and why?
Personally, as a neutral person, let's look at both political parties, leading political parties, and others, and look at individuals. Let me talk about individuals now. I would like us to look at very young people, not octogenarians who should be in the rocking chairs taking care of their grand and great grandchildren. Look at people who are young, in their late 40s, 50s, who have a vision. Let's look at their track record. Look at what they're doing, how they experience in general in politics, in business. And if they were former governors, let's look at what they did in their states. If they were former appointees, look at how their ministries worked or wherever they served. I mean, we need to look at people, weigh people properly. It's not about name. It should not be about he's from my tribe, he's from my religion, he's from my region. Oh, he appointed my daddy. We made money when he was governor. No. We just need to look at it, having in mind that we are talking about the future, our own future, and the future of our children and the coming generations. Then we use that in the back of our mind, have that in the back of our mind, and then search for somebody who can make things better. And that we're creating an institution, creating a model that the people, after every 4 years, you see that people will be moved. When people see results coming in 4 years, people will tend also to follow the same system. That is how democracy works. You give examples, you show examples that work, and then people carry on with examples. That is what we should be striving at. So for me, if I look at the people who have come out to contest, I would choose the likes of Yemi Osibanjo, Peter Obi, even Yaya Bello. Let's just, I'm calling the names, forget about where they are from or what. We can give these people a chance. These are the 3 people I have seen so far that, like, I would say, like, okay. Governor Zulum of Borno State, we have seen him work. He has done absolutely marvelously well in a state ravaged by terrorism and all that. So for me, these are the people that can, now in my mind right now, that yes, Nigerians can listen to them, hear them, whatever they want to, like, hear them out, what they have for Nigerians, what they plan to do, and then we pick, two of them are the president and the vice, and move on. That is common. But all these ones who are parading themselves now, some criminals, some who are looking for immunity or looking for relevance, old men, who cannot even address the nation or a group of people without reading all this because there's nothing up in their head. They don't even have the mind. They don't understand any topic. Like, it's not about economics, not about business, not about military, nothing. They only read speeches. With Nigeria, for God's sake, we've already crossed that level long time ago. So that's what I'm saying on that.
Yeah, I see your choice of young men, and I see your choice of qualitative leaders
Yeah,
that Nigeria is opportune to have.
yeah,
But this system whereby some 2,333 chooses are bribed and they take bribe, let's call the name the way it is because I'm tired of trying to cover this up. These people are openly bribed and the money is collected. And we're not talking about naira, we're talking about dollars. We are talking about $40,000 minimum. Let's do a little arithmetic. 2,300 delegates times $40,000. That will be giving us a sum we cannot even imagine. And that
right.
is what is spent by somebody to buy over the whole delegates. And these delegates decide our fate. Now we are left, I will say, with no choice. We have Atiku who bought his way in the PDP.
Yeah,
We have Bola Ahmed Tinubu who has bought his way again in the APC. While Atiku is 75 years, you add 4 years to his age, it becomes 79 the way Buhari is now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we don't know his real age. Upon all the documents he's showing us, he is saying that he's 70. Good. Assuming he's 70, add 4. But physically, it is clear to everybody that he's suffering from Parkinson's disease. Yesterday, we saw how for almost 60 seconds he lost memory while addressing the people. It was in the eyes of the world. Yet his delegates closed their eyes and chose him for us. My question is, how can we circumvent this delegates issue entirely? Or what system are we going to use to choose delegates that will actually project the sufferings of the masses in their choice of candidate?
personally, I would go for the open primaries. What we're having now is just choosing delegates, who are representing local governments, each person from each local government, and then you have Abuja, and then you also have some other selected individuals. At the end of the day, you have maximum about maybe 3,000 to 4,000 people, now deciding the fate of over 220 million people. That is absurd. It is absurd. I would really, really prefer an open primary system, which they try to put in the new electoral law bill that was sent to the Senate and to the National Assembly in general. What happened? They forced it out. They forced it out because they knew that it was not going to favor them. Open system is where like party members will now vote. You could have maybe 100,000 people. You could have a million. It does not matter. It's going to be party members. So each card holder can and will be in the position to vote and choose who represents them in that particular place, whether for the presidential or for senatorial. It's like a mini election in itself. And Now you're going to have majority of the people in the party deciding who is going to run for the office under the umbrella of that party. It is very simple. It takes the democracy even further to the grassroots under the party umbrella, and then in general elections, it even goes further now, becomes general elections. And the good thing about this is, the way I see it, it gives these parties the opportunity to test the ground, to know how popular they are. And the party will also know how these candidates, really appeal to the people. If you have open primaries and you have like Mr. A having a landslide, it means that he has the great support of his party at the grassroots. And that means he has real chances over there. Not because you impose him on the party. The people chose him. So when you impose him now on the party, you see that some people who don't like him in your party, who would have voted for him in the primaries, will not go out there to vote during the general elections. So taking it to the grassroots under the open primaries really brings that to the people in the grassroots to choose who are going to represent them in the general elections. You cannot bribe over a million people or plus with $40,000 each. It cuts off that monetary aspect. And they watch it. You're not going to start using 500 naira, 1,000 naira to bribe individuals. No, you cannot cover them everywhere at the same time. At the same time in the whole country. So it really minimizes that particular option. Open primaries, everybody can vote, everybody's vote counts, and they pick the nominate who is going to represent the party. This is the way I see it. And it helps them to also test run the electoral system. Every INEC can help them in the system and everything. And INEC will also use the opportunity to also kind of test run their own readiness to run the elections and everything. All these things can be done. If the party is going to handle it, let them handle it. It's going to be as open as possible. And then we get the necessary nominant who in the party, and not this sham that we are looking at. That is like it goes to the highest bidder. Who has the highest money, who pays more to the delegate is the one going to represent the party. At the end of the day, if he wins the general election, what's going to happen? He must recuperate his money. He has to recuperate his money. And how is he going to do that? Not from his salaries. The calculation you had here, and over 2,200 people multiplied by 40,000. I don't have a calculator on my hands now, but all of what I've screened right now. That man is going to get that money back. That's the choice he's going to do. So it's creating also corruption, which we've been trying to fight for decades. So, it becomes like, it goes round and it continues and it continues. So, like I said, we have to tailor democracy to, the way to suit ourselves and then practice it, the way it should be. That's my take on that.
So open primaries is the alternative because
to me, it's the alternative. Yes. We can't continue with delegate system.
We can't because it's dirty, it's unacceptable. And it's not the people's choice.
That's right. The delegates are not appointed by the people in the first place, in the real sense of it. So,
they're under the tutorship of the governor.
Of the governor, yes.
The governor decides, the almighty governor.
He appoints. So how does that happen? It doesn't make any sense in our system.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
And where there is no governor representing a party, like the case of Anambra State, where the last minute Chris Oba took over the whole thing, PDP Anambra, throwing away the gubernatorial candidate, Valentine Ozigbo. So, and he took the whole thing and chose his delegates and went and did his own thing.
Yeah, and that was it. It's his prerogative. That's what they do.
Well, let's take a short break. And what I mean by short break is this. Let us just listen, because I want our viewers to really understand the reality on the ground with Nigeria. And let us just watch this short clip.
All right.
This video might be the reason why a lot of people dislike the Nigerian president.
This penta of Gary was 200 naira before, but presently it's been sold at 900 naira. This groundnut oil was sold at 500 naira before, but presently it's been sold at 2,000 naira. This egg was sold at 20 naira before, but currently it's sold at 18 naira. Now imagine how much would be the crate of an egg. This super bag noodles was sold at 16 naira before, but presently it's sold at 150 naira. And a carton of this before goes for 2,000 naira, but right now a carton of super bag noodles goes for 5,200 naira.
Before na 200 naira, now don't to 450 now. People they complain well, they say too cost, too small. Now before now the see money. Now no, before I say one, I suffer. Before I say one.
This cup of beans was sold at 35 naira before, but presently a cup of beans goes for 120 naira. This cup of rice was sold for 40 naira before, but at the moment a cup of rice now goes for 130 naira.
Formerly, this size of fish we used to sell it at the rate of 400, 450, but now the way things is getting costly, it's getting out of hand. Now we are not selling this size 1,000 naira, and people cannot buy it because it's very costly. And that time that we used to sell it 400, 450, we used to buy it in the Korum, like let's say 8,000. But now we are not buying it 23,000 for a carton. And in the carton, it's not less than, let's say, 22 pieces inside the carton. If we sell it less than 1,000 naira, we that is selling it, we run at loss. We are getting tired of it. We don't know what to do. Please, you people should come to our help.
This cup of melon was sold at 80 naira before now, but presently a cup of melon goes for 350 naira. This cup of tomatoes before now was sold for 400 naira, but presently this cup of tomatoes now goes for 1,000 naira. Before now, this size of a tube of yam was sold from 150 naira to 200 naira, but presently it's sold at 800 naira. These two small tomatoes were sold for 50 naira before now, but presently both of them goes for 200 naira.
A bag of water that used to be 70 naira before, today one sachet is 30 naira, and one bag is 350 naira. How can anybody survive with this kind of change from 70 naira to 350 naira? That is too much.
We are now borrowing loans so that we can be able to meet up in our market. And after borrowing the loan now, we are not still meeting up. And our children are in the school, but they cannot wait where they are. They will be complaining that this is very costly. When we give them money to go to school, before a week time, they will be asking for another money. That what we gave to them is not enough because the way things is costly in the market. Government should please, they should see to it because we are getting tired. Most especially me. All the money that I borrowed, they have all finished. I'm still looking for another one to borrow. They should please come and help us out.
Before now, a tin of peak milk was sold at 80 naira, but presently a tin of peak milk is now 300 naira.
You can't even inside it with bread these days again because there's no oil inside anymore. They no longer put oil, they put water now. A lot of things have changed. The society is now becoming very hostile for us to survive.
This brown soap was sold at 120 naira before now, but at the moment this brown soap is sold at 400 naira.
Before, I used to go to market with 10,000 naira to buy what I will cook, and at least I will be happy. But today now, even 27,000 naira is not enough. If I buy something of 27 naira, it will be remaining 220 naira for transportation back home. We are supposed to go with 50 naira and paying 200 naira. My brother, the country is too bad. Sometimes I will sell food for people, they will be insulting me. I will come to buy, they will be insulting me. How will it be? You people should help us. The problem why I'm trying to complain is that the government are not helping us. You can imagine whereby someone will be buying something or pricing something from a seller and the seller will be insulting that person. As look as I am now, if who I want to buy something for insult me and I start fighting in the market, what will people say? They will start to, as in want to take me to station. One day I will keep person in this market because of the way things is cost. You people should find how to amend it because of me. I no get joy with the way they insult me.
This could be the reason why majority of Nigerians don't like their president. He doesn't communicate personally with his citizens. The society is becoming more hostile. People cannot even survive anymore. Nothing has changed about their income. Look at them. How are these people surviving? It is only God in heaven that knows how these people are able to survive. Before now, I used to buy sardine for 70 naira. Sardine is now 800 naira. What has changed about my income? Nothing. How are people surviving? It is in times like this that the president needs to come close to his citizens. Let them hear from him. Even if Mr. President has experts that are working behind the scenes to manipulate policies or implement policies that will make the economy stable again, Mr. President has to say something. Not every Nigerian is literate enough to understand the concept of economics, because all we keep seeing every day is that the prices of commodities, they just keep increasing every single day, and nobody knows if this situation is going to get better. This could just be the reason why a lot of Nigerians don't like the president. He doesn't have any close relationship with its citizens.
Yeah, the cost of things these days is very high. A lot of people are complaining, especially the poor. No work, no source of income, and people are saying that they want government to help them. With this one, I believe that government should show concern these things. Everything is very expensive. People are really getting out of hunger. A lot of people are a lot of things happening. People are even trying to give up because of the way things are very costly. So government should help us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ojimadu, for coming back online again. You see, if you look at what we're seeing right now, you see that the price of staple food items in the market has tripled. In fact, I don't even know what to say. Is it quadruple or whatever? Whatever it is, the value of the naira today is almost 620 to a dollar. Even Russia, here I am, the ruble has fallen to 60 rubles to a dollar. But if you want to go to the to buy the dollar, you go to Sberbank, for instance. They sell it at $80, 80
Wow.
ruble per dollar.
Wow.
So, but that is the real situation on the floor, on the ground. So, our own country, you see, is a very hopeless situation. Absolutely. Nigerians are really suffering. Our girls are on the street. You see video clips of
Love
some girls being misused,
Yeah.
doing everything possible to survive. Now that we have come to the situation whereby we are generally in a mess, what do you think? Living, Given these two alternatives, and who are the alternatives? Assuming that it ends up to be between Atiku and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what is the devil's alternative amongst those two contestants? We have their records. We know that one Atiku, during his privatization under Obasanjo, to the extent that Obasanjo said that we should not even think of him at all, and he wrote it even in his book. He didn't hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the landlord of Lagos, and very soon he will be landlord of
Nigeria.
Nigeria, if given the chance. What do we do? What is it, in your opinion, that Nigerians, the alternative they're left with under these circumstances? Thank you.
You know, it's a difficult choice. Well, not difficult, not because you have two great individuals to choose from. It's unfortunate that we only have these two old cargoes, all these expired politicians to choose from. None of them with any positive track record. Some people might say, yeah, Tinubu built Lagos. He did not build Lagos. Yeah, he put in place a lot of good things, positive things, but we have to look at it all around. Look at his age. He said he's what is this 70? Football age, I will call it. The world records have it that he's is 80 minimum. 80 minimum. Online records. It's not like, I mean, everything changed just when he started thinking of running. Then all of a sudden, everything was changing. I mean, Wikipedia was, was edited while the Photoshop had been there, like screenshots had been there before his age was like 10 years more than he's now trying to portray. And in a country like Nigeria, people swallowed it. This is what kills me the most. Politicians are used to the fact that what they believe is this, that don't mind them. They will shout and shout and shout. 2 weeks, everything will end. They will keep quiet. And that is the truth. After 2 weeks, Nigerians will make memes out of it. Nigerians will just shout, make noise, right? And that's it. It practically ends there after 2 weeks. If that one tries 3 weeks, if there's nothing else, they mean nothing else to talk about, maybe Big Brother Nigeria comes up or something else comes up, Nigerians will check, they will move. I forget about that one. And business as usual. That is the mindset I really love the youth to change. When we want something, we have to fight it to the end, no matter how long it takes. Weeks, months, years. Consolidate on the efforts into making the change. So going back to your question, sorry, I derailed a bit. For me personally, if I'm a voter, I wouldn't vote for any both of them. If I have my PVC right now, I'm not going to vote for any of them because it's like selling my conscience. It's like not building a future for my children. I want my children to still in the future to settle in Nigeria. It's not that we're outside doesn't mean that that's the last bus stop. If you don't care about Nigeria, you and I, we're outside Nigeria in the diaspora. We will not be here discussing this if we don't care about the country. So when people start saying, oh, those people in the diaspora, I say, no, calm down. You, when things get bad, you also want to become a diaspora. You run. 1 out of every 2 people I speak to now in Nigeria is thinking of how to leave the country. We are outside, we're trying to help in our own way to also kind of make the country better. So we'll have to look for an alternative, the 5th column. Now, that is something, again, I believe that Nigeria should have a system where you can have independent candidates. That's something I want to bring up here now.
Good.
So that INEC can say, okay, if you can get 1 million signatories, confirmed people can put in their NIN or whatever, or BVN, so that we prove that, yes, these are individuals. Sign a petition, get their signatures and contacts and submit to INEC. Then we can make it 1 million people. Let us have independent candidates to help us, get alternatives. These are the way. That's how you can as well, dilute this whole monopoly almost that you have by these two both corrupt parties that are the same thing. Actually, just names, change different names, and they are the same thing. They don't have no ideological differences. That's why you see them, changing from one party to the other, like footballers changing teams. That is just who they are. So, at this moment, I believe that Nigerians need to make a statement. Let men of honor come out also through other parties. I'm happy that somebody in the person of P2V is also contesting under the Labour Party. Please, sentiments aside, tribe aside, religion aside, I believe that P2V is a competent individual whom we can take as an alternative. So I want to ask Nigerians, please, let's put aside sentiment. Let's not look at this from a tribal or religious, even partisan point of view. Let's look at individuals. This program is not about P2V, but this is my own opinion. We need to give him, at least among the people who have who have a platform to contest on now. For me, he is the alternative. He's younger. He has a very good track record. We have seen that he is not interested in buying votes, not delegates, nothing. We don't see him spending money. He's a modest person. He's a businessman. Look at him where, it's not what he says. Look at his actions as well. For me, this is the kind of person that we should look at, and vote for. Even if he doesn't win, let's make a statement. Let's make a statement. If he comes second, which I believe he can, it's going to be a big statement. Let it be a movement. And the youths of the whole country, the Nigerian youths, please, I beg you all, open your eyes. Forget about regional voting, really voting on religious grounds. let us think of our future. Because there was a saying that leaders plan for the next generation, politicians plan for the next election. That is what we are seeing right now.
That's very brilliant.
We need leaders that will plan for the next generation. Like you and I are the ones that will get those leaders in place. Let us think about this. Let us get them in power in the wards, in the House of Reps, in the Senate, and the governor in the governorship post, and let's get a president that can be in a template for the rest of the country. So let's look at Peter Obi. Maybe somebody else comes up, please. I'll be willing also to have him. Even Vice President Osinbajo, if he wants to contest now as an individual under another party, please let him stand up and let us also let him be an alternative. Governor Zulum of Borno State, I'll be willing also to really have him on the ballot again. Let us look at these people and let us have an alternative and shame this APC and PDP, people. I call them APDPC, because they are the same thing. That's what they are. They are the same thing. They are two sides of the same coin. So let's not stop wasting our time, with them, the partisan and the corrupt democracy that they are trying to teach us. So I've mentioned 3 names I believe that we can put on the ballot paper and then have alternatives. And I hope they will also hear and also add their names to the ballot paper.
Yes, I heard what you said. You mentioned 3 distinguished politicians and leaders in Nigeria today because of their track records. Professor Zulum of Borno State. I will add David Umahi because what he's doing in Ebonyi State. Peter Obi, of course, is there. And I would really like Osinbajo to decamp to another party. Believe you me, I would really like, because I believe that Osinbajo's ability is caged seriously by Buhari.
That's right.
And if he is allowed to operate, he will do a lot of things. The short while the president handed over to him,
yes,
when he was in England, I noticed that Osinbajo immediately brought the country together.
That's right.
He reduced a lot of agitation, and the whole thing came out really good. I really noticed it. Osinbajo it's quite unfortunate that he has been rigged out of this.
Yeah.
But I know that Osinbajo in the ballot box, Peter Obi in the ballot box, Zulum in the ballot box, and Umahi in the ballot box, there will be very serious difference made in Nigeria. But what we have at the moment, one thing is that anytime I come up online here, I'm always very brutal with my words. And I don't mince words. These 2 criminals, Tinubu and Atiku, that they have forced on us now, there is no way, and I can say there is no way any good can come out of both of them. Lagosians and Yorubas who are today shouting on Asiwaju, 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 I really wonder, is it because we're in a country whereby they don't teach our children history? Or is their nature to be very easily forgetful? If they can shout about Asiwaju, what he did in Lagos State, what about Jakonde? Late Jakonde, what he did in Lagos State from nothing. This is a man I so much respect. May he so rest in peace. But what Jakonde did in Lagos State, I have never seen any governor in Lagos State yet to come, who have been and yet to come, who can perform half of what Jakonde did. And after that, Jakonde doesn't even have anything.
Yeah.
He was living until his death a very modest life. Those are the kind of leaders. Unfortunately, it was the same Buhari that truncated Jakonde. The same Buhari now went and truncated a Jakarta State Company, which he came to Russia here, signed the agreement in 2017 that is going to revive Ajakuta. Up to today, Ajakuta is a moribund. A project that Nigeria has spent billions and billions of dollars. Now I understand that a Jakarta State Company right now is going to be handed over to some British people. Now tell me, the rolling stands that the products come out from are Soviet. They are Russian and Ukrainian made. Soviet Union. Now you want to go and bring British ones. How can they operate that machinery? Can they?
No,
They cannot.
they have a trick how to handle such things. Either they change that block, they change it in general, which will inflate the price of the contract, or they will still subcontract that to the Ukrainian or Soviet company. That's how they will do it. They will not refuse.
They are trying to give it to a British. I just don't understand it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're talking about influence here and personal interest. Well, if they decided to give it to a British company because of interest, somebody wants to give it to the British company for his personal interest. You follow it along the line, you see his interest marked out somewhere there, personal interest or group interest. That's simple as that.
Ladies and gentlemen watching us from any part of the world, please, you can log on to YouTube, leave your comments, ask your questions. My distinguished guest today, Obi Ojimadu, will answer you. If you have any contribution to make, please write in the comment section. We are seeing it and we are going to reply you. In anywhere you're watching from, we're watching everything here. My assistant Zepo here monitoring the YouTube and the Facebook. So anything you want, we can be able to answer you, because the truth is we are really in trouble as a nation, and every concerned Nigerian should sit up. It's not going to be business as usual. We are now pushed to the wall. The APC and PDP have shown Nigerians that you people can do nothing. And the only way we can really show is that you go out there and get yourself registered. Not only registering, make sure you register closest to you. I am telling this especially to those traders in area market, in Onisha main market, also Okwodo Onisha, in Alaba International, all those international markets, international up and down. What do you call them? Volkswagen or wherever in Lagos. Please make sure your boys, your girls that are working for you get their PVCs. And on that day, they should register closest to them so that they will not be playing football on the street, but to go and patiently wait and vote. And when you vote, guard your votes. This is a reminder to all of you. This is the only way we can change. I tell you, if Nigerians from all walks of life, especially the youths who are more than 60% of the Nigerian voting force, get themselves registered, APC and PDP will be a thing of the past. That's it. Mr. Ojimadu,
Yes.
I have this opinion that there is a glam plot. I'm not trying to be ethnic here, but this is my personal opinion that there is a grand plot by the Northerners to collapse the APC. Because yesterday I saw a Senate majority leader or the House majority leader, I don't remember which one, belonging to the APC, decamping to the PDP immediately. And now that we have a Southerner, two strong Southerners, Peter Obi and Tinubu from the western side, Peter Obi from the eastern side, and Kwakwanso in Kano, which I know Kwakwanso can only get Kano State. Atiku there too. There is a grand plan, in my opinion, for them to actually, all the Northerners as usual will vote along religion and along the northern part and put Atiku to power, thereby destabilizing Asiwaju, Asiwaju's aim and Obi's aim. What do you think about it? This is my own personal opinion.
Okay. Well, it's a bit it's a bit complex. First of all, APC would want to retain power. Let us remember that
Okay.
they would want to retain power. Remember that all these 4 years or so, they've been 8 years, or they've been shouting, "Oh, PDP had power for 16 years. That was still they could not do this, they could not do that. We're only here for 8 years. You can do that." Just let's remember that APC would want to keep power, definitely. So them giving the party slots, the presidential slot to the South, comes with that gentleman agreement, like for power sharing. So they are doing everything as it should be. Personally, I was surprised that the PDP did the direct opposite. Personally, rather, if that accusation would come, I rather want to point towards the PDP. Why do they want to keep on that power, in the North? So the APC, I would say, they did what they are supposed to do. They did what they're supposed to do. Anybody now moving over to another party, either his own personal ambitions have been truncated with the presidential the nomination given to the South. Maybe his own personal ambition has been kind of thwarted, or all of a sudden he has seen that we're not going to get much power again. Maybe when the next person, if they win, anything could be possible. It could be personal issues, and then let's see what will happen in the next few months prior to the election itself, and see if we're going to have a mass exodus now of Northerners from the APC to the PDP, then we can point to that. I mean, I'm not ruling anything out. I'm just saying let's just keep our eyes open and see how it's going to happen. So, is it too early to say that? Because APC will want to hold on to power. But on the other hand, I see problems in the APC in the nearest future. That is, my own opinion, because in the first place, it is a coalition of very powerful individuals with different mindsets, different ambitions. That is almost impossible to knit together as a group. They were able to win because they had the figure of Muhammad Buhari as the presidential candidate. That was what, and he is like the father of the party, the father of the whole coalition, and he has strong influence on everybody there. So I respect him for that. When he leaves office, now there's going to be more problems there, because there are a lot of powerful individuals there from different parties that came under the coalition and formed the APC. You're going to start having some cracks there, because that unifying body, who is in the person of Buhari, is no more the president. That is my own opinion. I think we're going to see that. So far, directly, answering your question, let us see what will happen in the next few months. Are you going to see mass exodus or what? But there is still those fears that some people might vote along regional lines. But I don't think the APC will be stupid enough to allow that. I think that if I'm in their shoes, they will have to use everything possible, the party machinery, the incumbent machinery, to make sure they convince the Northerners, convince them that they should still vote along party line, vote for whomever the Southerner that APC is going to choose. As we are seeing now, it might likely to be Tinubu. That is for their own interest, the same way they did in support of Obasanjo in 1999. Northerners voted for him. He won. He even found it hard to win in his own state, but he won. Very well. He got votes in the North. So let's see how it plays out in the next few months after the primaries, and then I think we'll have better judgment as it comes.
Yesterday, thank you. Yesterday, I noticed when some of the key frontrunners of the APC were talking about the problem in Nigeria. They were sort of blaming the PDP government. Instead of taking a full responsibility for their failure for 7 years, they are still blaming that they made an economy that has collapsed entirely. And they were praising President Buhari for making the economy to stabilize. I laughed. Then I think those people are living in a different world altogether, because if they're living in the Nigeria we know, some of them that were saying those things should be rusticated from the land. I think they're living in a different world altogether. If they will have that delusion that the government is doing well, and even in terms of security, I saw the Senate president using 3 or 4 minutes out of the 5 minutes given to him to only be praising Buhari, praising Buhari, praising Buhari, instead of telling the world what he can do. He was using it to praise Buhari as if without Buhari, I walk with him close, I do this and do that. So all those things were happening, and I saw it, and it's really something very interesting. Now that if you are opportune to watch what happened that yesterday too, now that the situation have come up this way, and it seems the APC administration and the president himself has failed to understand that they have failed Nigerians. From what they were saying yesterday, it is very clear that they don't really understand the atrocities they have committed in Nigeria. With all their war against corruption, with a battered economy, I think they simply don't understand it. Your own assessment, objectively, I want to know. Can you please tell the world what your own very opinion thinks about the situation in Nigeria today?
Well, it's a big one. Unfortunately, 7 years later, things are worse in Nigeria. Let's remember in the first place, these are politicians.
Yes.
All what they said, all the action they took against the previous administration was all just to grab power from them. They
Yes.
said all the right things. They went out on all-out attack, bitterly, sometimes objectively, everywhere. Everything was aimed at taking power. They made promises that they don't even understand what they were all about. Talked about things that they don't even know deeply how it be. And then when they took over power, they did so little to handle the same issues they spoke about. Talk is cheap. It's one thing to talk, it's another thing to walk the talk. You understand? There are two different things. And unfortunately, the government failed in every aspect. Security-wise, the country is in a worse situation. Insecurity has come to the places where we didn't see them in the past 8, 9, 10 years. Prices have skyrocketed. Things can't get worse. In fact, that's what you just ask yourself. Now, people say, oh, they inherited back this thing from the previous administration. Oh, things this, this. Come on. Sometimes they say that price of oil has gone so down that the previous administration, then the price was high. And I tell them, guys, calm down. Remember when Obasanjo took over? What was the price of petrol? Obasanjo inherited a country so divided on every possible line. After many years of the military rule, back at the economy, everything was just so terrible. What happened? You might not like Obasanjo, but the man understood the task in front of him. Economically, he gathered a very powerful economic team, never been seen in the history of Nigeria. People who are qualified to be there. He gathered very credible individuals and formed an economic team and practically gave them that hand to write up, the economic program for the country and how to live, come out from the mess that we were, for economic mess that we are in. And we saw the difference in a few years. It's not about mentioning names. I'm not going to mention the name. He brought up a good economic team. What did we see when this current administration came? You don't understand who was there. Who was the finance minister? Look at the qualifications. You ask yourself, where did she come from? So it was all about having square pegs in the round holes and the other way around. Nothing practically fit anywhere at the end of the day. People were appointed probably based on emotions or as compensations for what something they did somewhere. It's only when you have the right in the right places, you can now start expecting a good results from them. We don't have strong institutions yet where you can put anybody and the person works under the system like you have anywhere in Europe. It doesn't matter who you appoint. As long as the person enters the system, everything goes forward practically. It should just like, you must not even ask so much, but things will work. In Nigeria, it's very, very important to put very qualified individuals in particular post you want them to handle. So after all the noise, I'll call it, after all the promises and everything, things failed. I think it's also because of the so much strong individuals that came together. Most of them had to be settled, and they also have their own cronies. Political posts were given, appointments were given not based on merit, they were given based on emotions, based on settlements and things like that. And that way, that you now had a huge bridge between the government and the people. Now you talk of the information minister. I mean, the presidential spokespeople. You wonder how on earth they get to that position. People who cannot stand and address the nation and answer to questions precisely. So that a journalist or a Nigerian listening will go out and hold something and say, okay, this is what I've got. You have people there as information minister, as spokespeople, acting as if they're on social media, post the comment, you reply, and, based on emotions, based on, some kind of, not even facts, based on some kind of emotions or some kind of, as if they are cut out from reality. So that is my own assessment of the government, where they failed. I believe that the person of Buhari is a very, very powerful and strong individual, well respected by and feared, let me use that word, by many people, many top people in the country. I really hoped that he could use that, put the right people in the right places, get them accountable, and then probably the country will move forward. Politicians are politicians. We should never, Nigerian politicians, we should never just take them for their words anyhow. They come and they go, and it's always business as usual. So that is why we need to change the narrative. We need to change the whole system and get more credible people, more qualified people in places, from the wards up to the president. Forget about party now. I'll even tell Nigerians, vote individually, vote for credible people, irrespective of the party. If your governor is good, vote for him irrespective. If you have another candidate from another party, is better than whoever is ruling, but is even maybe your party, please vote for that credible person. Let's not tie ourselves to parties and to partisanship. At least for now, it will help us, to move forward and help the right people to come to contest the elections.
I agree with you on that. We should vote the credible people.
That's right.
Into needed positions, not along party lines.
That's right.
Where we allow say, everybody must have to abide by the party regulations. That is absolutely wrong. It's not decent for us at this particular time. We need individuals. Now, you were in 1983, December 31st. You remember how Buhari came to power, and his second in command was Idi Abo.
Yeah.
May he so rest in peace. If Buhari and Idi Abo you have a choice between them to choose in today or even as at 2015, who would you have recommended amongst the two for Nigerians?
Practically, for me, I will go for a third person. My answer might surprise you. No, I would have gone for a third person, not none of them, because these are military men, for God's sake. These are military men. I mean, personally, I didn't support Buhari. What I'm saying today is not because I don't support. It's not because I don't like him or what. I was very sure that he had nothing to offer the country. That was me.
Thank you.
Then it wasn't about because he's northerner or because he's this or Fulani. No. The person Buhari, I told guys that this man doesn't have anything to offer the country, as far as I'm concerned. And I think
you and I have improved right.
That would be proved right. But when he won, I said, okay, guys, we have to move on. I will not go into bickering for 4 years or 8 years. We have to support him. Take it or leave it. He's our president.
My annoyance is why bring him back 2019.
We said, let's pray that he works well. He appoints the right people. He does the right things with his power, with his, I don't know. I was hoping for that. But I was disappointed, unfortunately. So, going back to Buhari and Ikay, these are not politicians. These are not Democrats. So, I would not even want to see any of them. These are people who are very decisive. They are soldiers. I will make any of them defense minister any day, any time. I will make any of them chief of defense staff, chief of army staff any day, any time. They are decisive. They are military men, but not as have political ambitions. That is for me.
Yes. You made a statement here which I so much love, and that statement was leaders think about tomorrow. Politicians think about election.
Next elections, yeah.
Yes, and that is a very good takeaway from today's discussion. I thank you for finding time in such a short notice to join me in my studio. Unfortunately, our friend Obi, he's busy at work, and he couldn't join us from the UK. And I really solicit that I'll be inviting you sometime again in a larger audience, whereby you now talk on things that bother Nigeria. You see, what you have said here actually is fantastic. I believe a lot of Nigerians will learn from it. What we are actually looking for now is we cannot continue to do the wrong things and expect the best to happen. We have Atiku there now. We have Tinubu there now. We have Obi. We have Kwakwanso. Nigerian voters should draw the line. If we want Nigeria to survive, put aside every tribal sentiment. Let us go to move Nigeria forward. So before I go, please, I would like you to make your final statement today.
My word to the youths of Nigeria, compatriots, this is a defining moment. Let's shine our eyes, like we say. Let us bring back the spirit of NSTARS, the unity of NSTARS, unity of purpose, the pride of tribalism, religious differences, political affiliations, unity brought about by the need to move forward, to ask questions, and to take our right spot in the political scene of Nigeria. This is no time to go back. Go out there, please, countrymen, get PVC, no matter what it takes. They try to frustrate you, like we saw earlier today. No cards, no machines here and there. Please, make out time. Go out there, get your PVC. On the right day, on the election day, please vote. Vote for the capable people. Let us keep the old generation, those leaders who have failed us. I won't call them leaders, sorry. Those politicians who have failed us, let us keep them out and vote for younger, vibrant, and capable candidates and get them to power. That day when you vote, please protect your vote maximum so that the votes will count. And that way we hope in the wards, in the House of Reps, in the senatorial elections, gubernatorial, presidential elections, our votes will make the difference and we'll vote and elect the very capable people with generational thinkers, people who are going to think about the future of you and I. That is my take.
Thank you, Mr. Ojimadu. Thank you for this wonderful advice you've given every Nigerian, not only the youths. Because if you're a father or a mother and Nigeria is working for you, go and do the wrong thing. But if you're a father and a mother, Nigeria is not working for you, please vote out APC, vote out PDP. Forget these two political parties. We need a different thing altogether. Vote these people out. We have a choice, and that choice right now is Peter Obi. If Osibanjo takes it upon himself to take up another political party, I will still recommend him for you. If Governor Zulum takes off a political party, I will still recommend him for you. This is the truth. So we need a future. And INEC, INEC, INEC. I called you people 3 times. Please, please. We have reports all over Nigeria today, especially in the southeast, that your machines, your voters' cards are not enough. Go and register people, or you extend this time. 30th of June, you can extend it, give them another 1 month and finish this process. There are people seated in the sun morning and night to get themselves registered. INEC, I plead with you, please give Nigerians the right to actually vote. Don't disenfranchise them by any means possible. This issue, they say vote machine is not working, machine is not working. Let it not be only in the southeast again. If it's not working, and let it be all over the country. For the first time in your life, please be sincere and let's have a new Nigeria. Continuation of this people will not work. INEC, I'm begging you. So I'm going to play this for people to be reminded, and you that is going to take your register, to register yourself, be patient enough. Even if it costs you the whole day or 2 days to get that, do that. 2 days out of your life is a very big plus if you can get things right. If it takes you 3 days, 1 week, go back and make sure you get yourself registered. Everything depends on this. All those pastors that will tell you you don't need to vote, you'll be sitting down from morning to night, fasting and praying. I saw one saying that you don't need PVC, you need Jesus. He's forgetting that Jesus said that give what belongs to Caesar and what belongs to him to him. So please, there are certain things you don't listen to. Go and get your PVC. Hunger will wire you in the way you don't believe. Hunger will wire you in the way you don't believe. And stop disturbing people abroad, asking them for money. In fact, anybody that calls me for money, first of all, you must send a full copy of your voter's card, front and back. Then I will send it to INEC office, confirm it before I send the dime to you. I'm no more going to a Father Christmas for anybody. This is the truth. And all those people in diaspora, I plead with you, any of your brothers, sisters, cousins, girlfriend, boyfriend that ask you for money, demand for their PVCs. This is the only way we can force these people to move their asses and get things done right. Nigeria is failing before us. It's our duty to plan it for our children. So I put this now, you watch it. After that, I leave you with my sister from Edo State, who was very emphatic and said certain things she said. while my special guest Obi Ojimadu, thank you for your time. I love you. I love your family. Special regards to you all.
Thank you.
Please kiss all of
Thank
them for me, and may God bless you. So until we meet again, all
you.
the
You too.
best, brother. Thank you. Bye.
Right, bye.
No, another two machines are coming. Just Sonia or Wendy. Yeah. Hey, so. There. I'm up there. This is one in the term office. Yeah, so I can wish you this period. All hands on deck. I can wish you. Oh, you know where I am.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, my people. I just feel a need to say something this evening because I got a video from a very good friend of mine. What I'm most worried about Nigerian politics at the moment is the fact that the South seems to be divided among itself. And the North knows that they are playing that card with you. Yoruba man no want vote for Igbo man. Igbo man no want vote for Yoruba. Esa man will not vote for a Benin man. Make I tell you now one thing we una no understand. People they talk about Hausa, not be Hausa be the problem when Nigeria die. The day when Nigeria die, that the day when Fulani is coming to Nigeria. Fulanis are vipers. They are like termites. They are out to destroy Nigeria. And if una no employ sense this time, they go finish una bata. I dey watch Nigerian politics all these days. I dey watch them because I know say APC and PDP are the most hopeless parties when Nigerians go depend on. And I know say they go give una the worst. Make una choose among the worst. They don't play the politics now, put Atiku for front. The whole North don't they talk, all these hopeless headsmen don't they talk, say the southern governors that will not give them a place to herd their cows. Make I tell you now, South, make una employ sense. Not plenty reach half South. What they do is they go and register like, one person will go and register like 10 times to boost their numbers. And some people go say, I not go vote. Whether I vote or not vote, they don't put somebody. You just foolish. You are the most foolish Nigerian. Make all of una go register with una PVC. Make una get joint mind. I not go say because Tinubu that the choice where APC bring. Not be only APC and PDP now Nigeria gets. There are other parties. We know of Peter Obi. Everybody don't talk and say Peter Obi. Some people say they're too stingy. Now so they're talking for Obaseki that time. Obaseki they're too stingy. Make Edo State not vote for her. All of us gather. We think her. If to say we not vote Obaseki in, they be done to ban Nze Ikay. And right after the election, you see, said they be don't bring Fulani Sultan to come put for Edo State. Me na Edo woman. I know what thing they happen there. I get quiet all these days, but what I want to tell you now be this. Fulanis are actively watching the whole of Nigeria because they be thief. They are robbing Nigeria dry. Una see waiting accountant general when he thief almost 200 million. He's back to his house. Why they are harassing Okorocha, they go even break his ceiling, enter his house. The person when he steal almost 200 billion naira is back in his house. People, they even go hug him. Fulanis are out to destroy Nigeria. And if you don't understand that one, the thing they pain me for inside my belly, now it make me they tell you this thing now. Nigeria, now all of us get right on. If Tinubu is too old to rule Nigeria, Tinubu when he don't they wear pampers, they piece for his body. Nigerians, what is wrong with you now? How can you be campaigning for a man that is very near his grave, who is almost senile? Man, when you don't, they go meeting, go the peace for him body. A man who has no regards for any of the royal fathers in the south, now begin go the dobale for northern emirs because he want to be president of Nigeria. What you not think? Atiku, when you don't already take $50,000 or $20,000 by each delegate, what you not think? The man will come thief Nigeria dry before he go begin say he won't even think of paying salary. Not be say he go do anything significant for those 8 years. We should be thinking on our heads. If North said they not go vote for South, let the whole of South, even baby when they stand up, go pick up PVC and ready for that day to vote. Peter Obi is a young, sprightly, intelligent man. Why we go leave and go vote at Tinubu? Why? If we want things to work for us in the South, we should learn to come together the way ants they do on, to move any mountain before us. We should all glue together because they know we are divided among ourselves. We are already playing that stupid game. It shocked me this evening to hear say somebody I know very much, I respect very much, come tell me, say make I vote Tinubu, make I get people, make we in the South vote Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? Tinubu when he don't old, but they take a course now. They're all the old. Atiku is too old to rule Nigeria, to make sense for international world, to think. Now Atiku with Obasanjo, he sell Nigeria cheap. All the resources when we get, they don't sell them away. He is coming back now to bury Nigeria. Who among these people, who be the people when they right? Tinubu is not right for Nigeria. Atiku is not right. Osinbajo was not part of the government. He was ineffective. We not fit do anything. The right person when we don't see so far amongst the many people when he don't stand, now Peter Obi. That somebody will look over Peter Obi now, come talk say, make we go vote Tinubu for waiting. Anybody when he brain correct, no go vote Tinubu. Anybody when he know what they do, no go vote Atiku. You have to, this same thing I talk during Buhari campaign. When Tinubu they tell Nigerians to vote Buhari, I said this man is too thinner to rule Nigeria. This man is going to be ineffective. Oh, you don't know the time of Idiagmo. I said Buhari was not the person who was in charge in Idiagmo's time. Idiagmo, may God rest his soul. The man was in charge. Buhari was useless. He was just a figurehead. And the only interest Buhari has is for Fulanis. He has no interest for any other part of Nigeria. See the way Hausas are being slaughtered. Christian Hausas. Has he done anything to stop it? See the way people are being kidnapped. He's not interested. As soon as he came in, he opened the borders of Nigeria for foreign Fulanis to come in and disrupt the security of Nigeria. And he's done nothing to restore that security. And those Fulanis, they tell us, now people in government, now he paid them to come in. He has not stood up to deny or to denounce to deny those allegations, or not, or has he called any of his men. When Buratai was there, Boko Haram was killing freely because he was part of Boko Haram. They were forgiving Boko Haram and putting them onto Nigeria army. And that same Buratai today is still going about a free man. These are all criminals. And you instead of you people to join together and have a common focus, you are talking about Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? Any Nigerian where you vote Tinubu, you don't deserve to get better life. I mean every word of it. If you look into politics of Nigeria, you think say that Tinubu go rescue Nigeria, you are a fool. In capital letter. And I'm going to post this on every site. Any Nigerian when he gets it, I beg those of una when they diaspora, make una speak to una family back home. Peter Obi, with all of us uniting behind him, not get leg to stand. They can threaten what they like. It's time for the Southeast to have a leader as well. Let's try him. Let's see what he can do. If he not do well, after 4 years, we get every right to withdraw that power when we give him by voting for somebody else who will be more credible than to put Atiku or to put Tinubu. You must be mad. Any of you, when you think of, you must be very, very mad. Must it be APC or PDP that we vote for? They don't take parties, scatter all of una. Even if you are APC, if you genuinely love Nigeria and you want your children to have a future, you will go out of APC now and vote the proper person. You'll be voting people this time, not voting party. When people go there, they sell Nigeria future, they say they be delegates. And they are proud of what they've done. Kudos to them. But now they go suffer. Because some of us, when you live abroad, now small we they take feel this thing. We don't really feel it. But I'm telling you seriously, now real trouble now go day. If you were to put Atiku, there is no hope. If you put Tinubu, there will be no hope at all. So I wish you luck, and I go post this thing. Like I always say, I have said mine. I will only stand here and watch you people dance in the fire by the time you create it. Good luck to all of you. God save Nigeria from the hands of Fulanis.
We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.